Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to go over a client success story today. So the main goal of this video is to show you the before and the after, to show you the value of having a coach, right? So our particular client that we're speaking about today is Hassan. He's 20 from London, I believe. And the main thing here is I'm just going to detail how our process is. So we onboard, so meaning once you obviously pay, we would then do an onboarding call where we figure out where you currently stand. Now, with Hassan, it's funny because he was actually watching our videos beforehand. So because he watched all of our free content on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, he knew the right things to say and he had the right theory in his head, basically, because all the information's out there. And because he had the right theory, he was saying the right things to landlords. So he was actually already speaking to landlords. So he wasn't a complete beginner. You'd probably say he was about 5-10% in the game and he already knew a little bit. So he was speaking to landlords. I think he'd spoke to like 20, 30, 40 and failed every single time. Not only did he not get a yes, but he was getting pretty bad reception. So what we ended up finding was he was actually saying the right things. So like every single thing that I recommend online, he was saying. But there was more issues. We'll go into that later. So he was saying the right things firstly, and secondly, his understanding of the model itself just wasn't there. So he was saying that when you come in, you get a property, you put it on Airbnb, and that's it. We were able to come in as coaches and help him out. You're probably wondering why Hassan is even here right now. It's because he doesn't necessarily want to be online. We did ask him to come here, and I think we'll have a client interview with him soon when he picks up more properties. We said right now in the positions that he's in, because he's new, he doesn't want to be online. So we're respecting that, and we're respecting his privacy, but we will also just speak about the journey to help you guys understand a bit more. So that's where he started off. He didn't really know too much about the model, but he was taking a bit of action using what we said online, and it wasn't working. Now, that might make you think one thing: our content is bullshit and what we say doesn't work, but that of course is not the case. What we put online is our best information, right? Obviously when you work with us and the videos that we provide, that is like the best concise information. It's all in one place, but that doesn't mean our online stuff isn't valuable. What we found was there was more issues which were not theoretical. So he's going to go over those issues right now and how we fixed them.
So yeah, the first issue we found was simply that he wasn't messaging enough landlords. A coach doesn't only teach you and guide you, they also hold you accountable, and that's exactly what we did with Hassan. We were there messaging him every single day, saying how many landlords have you spoken to? And from our first onboarding meeting, we found that he was not speaking to enough landlords at all. And then after a while, we put numbers in place and we got him to speak to a lot more landlords, which simply just increased his chances of getting that property. And that's what happened. He got the property shortly after joining with us, and we couldn't be more happy for him. Genuinely, we could not be more happy for him. And another thing that he did struggle with is that he only left the property on Airbnb, as we said before. However, we spoke to him and we basically told him different websites to put that property on, because in the end of the day, people call it the Airbnb model, but most of our bookings have come from booking.com or direct bookings. So whether that be from us calling the council and getting bookings from the council, or stuff like that. So we told him to put it on stuff such as booking.com, VRBO, Open Rent, Comfy Workers. We had a whole list, and we told him to basically list it on all of them. And he found instantly, as you can see from this screenshot, he had a 22-night booking straight away. And that came from us helping him optimizing his listing, because at first he didn't know what to pretty much do. He just thought, get pictures of the property, put it on Airbnb. But we had to be there with him and guide him that that's not the process. You don't want to do that. And we helped him to get the correct pictures, to edit them correctly, to put a good title in, to put a good description in, to target these longer term bookings. And that's exactly what happened from that screenshot before. And we also basically told him that you're saying the right things to the landlord, but it's not only about saying the right things. You need to come across the right way. You need to be more confident. He was speaking as if he was unsure, and if you give that energy off to the landlord, they will eat it up and they will get it straight away. They will know that if this person is not confident, why would I give them my 300 grand plus asset? So we helped him with that. We did one-to-one coaching calls with him, and we basically did role play as I was the landlord or he was the landlord and Hassan was himself, and we helped him build up his confidence a lot. And another way we did help him build up his confidence is by basically explaining his role as a property manager, because that's essentially what he was. He did not even know his role at first as well as he thought he did. He thought he did, but when we asked him the questions, we stumped him. We said, okay, but if this happens, what happens? And he was just like, he was on the call, he was just starstruck. So we basically helped him to figure out his role, which gave him confidence to speak to that landlord, because he knew if the landlord had asked him any questions, we would have asked them before, so he knows the answer, sort of thing. So that is some ways we helped him. Any more ways that you can think of?
You see, one of the main mindset shifts that we provided him with was that sales is service. Now, what that means is, when he was approaching landlords, he saw it from the lens, a selfish lens, to be honest, that he's the one that's going to benefit. He's going to make £1,000 a month if the landlord says yes. He actually didn't fundamentally know why the landlord was going to benefit. And now, some of you might understand that. I guess it's not the easiest thing to explain, but the way the model works and the way that it becomes effective is if you actually help the landlord. Like, that's the only way. Yes, you're going to make profit if you do the systems correctly and the Airbnb and you get your direct bookings and stuff like that. But the way that it is the most beneficial is and the way that you have your most impact with the model is when you really are serving the landlord and solving their issues. Because what tends to happen is, yes, you can make money off one property, but if you pay rent late and you're an issue for the landlord, what's going to happen? Chances are your tenancy is going to end and you never can get another property. If you're actually nice to your landlord and you're good and you actually help them out a lot, what tends to happen is you will get more properties. That's what happened for us, and it's what happens for literally many of the people that we work with and many of the people that we know. So the whole point of this is to basically, like, we hear a lot of the time, why would I need a coach? I'll do it on my own and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, you can do it on your own, but the coaching fee is the price that you're paying for our expertise. It's the price that you're paying to save money, because yes, you're going to spend money regardless, right? And yes, we can't get your rent negotiated for you. That's not going to happen. So we're not saving your money there. But the way that we're saving you money is, if you list and you list badly and you're losing money every single month, if you're with us, that's not going to happen. You're not going to lose that money every single month. Or on the other flip end, let's say you're listing and you're booked out all the time. That's wrong. You should not be booked out all the time. We've learned that from being in the game for years. People think that you want to list and you want your calendar to be full for the whole year. That's not the case though. Cleaning fees, that's the thing. Wi-Fi, electricity, all these things add up. What you want is you want high value short stays, or you want long stays which are high value. That's all you want. That's the way the game is meant to be played, and that's exactly how we help. So when people think they shouldn't pay for coaching or anything like that, it's silly. We've learned a lot in the game and we've grown ourselves to a really, really good level. You actually see, if you follow us on Instagram, it should be linked down below, all of the expertise that we share. We're good at the game. We're not like those property gurus that they had their payouts from 2022 and they say they just listed on Airbnb and that's about it. The reason that people think that you need to list on Airbnb and your job's done is because of what gurus tell you, and we're here to basically stop all of that bullshit. Our goal is to be as real, as authentic and as helpful as possible, and that's because we want to serve a lot of you. I know that there's a big demand of people that want to come into Airbnb, and it's good because it's a great place and it's changed our life. It'll change many of our clients' life, and it'll definitely change your life as well if you really let it. And the way that it's been portrayed online is wrong. So our goal is to basically completely change that and to make sure that the bigger we get, we're going to rival all these gurus, and we're going to make sure that we change the face of Airbnb. We make it actually a happy community where people are actually winning and absolutely destroying their goals. That's the way that we want to operate. So to answer most of the objections that we get, coaching is absolutely necessary. We have coaches. Our coaches have coaches. Everyone that's in the game, everyone that you look at, everyone that you see, Iman Gaji, everyone that's at the top, they have coaches, they have mentors, because what do you think? They have some divine right and some divine eye, and they can just navigate through these really difficult paths. Like, growth is difficult, and the best way to supplement your growth is to have someone who's done it before, because sometimes you might think you know what you're doing, and you might be doing the right thing, but if it doesn't go the right way and the input doesn't match the output, you might quit. Whereas if you have someone in front of you that's actually done it, it reminds you that it's possible. So that's my take. Bit of a rant there, but thank you so much for your time. I hope that was helpful, and do let us know if you are interested in moving forward and if you want to make your life get changed. Amazing. Thank you for your time. Take care.